This is Robert Clotworthy, the narrator of The Curse of Oak Island, and I have a question for you. Could it be that you are listening to The Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream?
This is a top pocket find, mate, for sure.
All right. Hey, welcome everybody to the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream and J3 We are glad you're here with us tonight. And we have Linda again riding shotgun for tonight. We're going to be talking about Beyond Oak Island episode number 5. I think it was, right? 5? Yeah. The Atocha, right. Secrets of the Sterncastle. And we also have Dale Carney with us. Dale, how you doing?
Super.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a minute. He's not super. He's fibbing a little bit, but we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But I did want to say hi to a few people. Curtis Bennett was the first one here tonight. Curtis, you beat out Wade, and you beat out Jeff, and you beat out Tom Burns, and I can't believe you beat out Paula. Paula's usually here first.
I know. Paula was late. What can I say?
Right. I know, right? So,
yep.
Jeff, you guys, thanks for coming here tonight. Tom Burns is out there. Who else we've got? Jackie. Gabe. I don't know. Hello from Sweden.
Ooh.
Wow. Gabe, welcome. I don't think I've seen you out here before, but thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Gabe,
Jeff said hello, my queen. Is that me?
The what?
Oh, no. Someone said hello, my queen. Is that me? No, that's Linda. No.
Yeah.
Hello, my queen. Oh, okay.
I gotta ask, Gabe, what time is it in Sweden right now? Oh my gosh, it's gotta be late for you. Let's see, who else is here with us tonight? Jan, of course, out there working hard. Thank you, Jan.
Hi, Jan.
Mary's here. Wig is here. Craig is here. Cheryl's here. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. Renee.
There's a lot of people.
Darlene. Kat.
Gloria
Bassie.
is the Jersey lady.
The Jersey lady. All right.
Yep, that's Gloria. Hey, AO.
Mm-hmm. Anthony. Oh my gosh. All right. A lot of people here. AO is here. AO is in the house.
Yep.
So yeah, tonight we're going to dig into the secret of the Sterncastle here in just a few. But I did want to say a few things real quick about, click and subscribe. We appreciate when you guys, if you subscribe to the channel, it really does help us out. If you like the content of our show, give us a thumbs up. With the algorithms at YouTube and all that thumbs up really does mean a lot. And we appreciate that very much. If you like the content, if you don't, you can give a thumbs down, I suppose.
Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. But yeah, so, and if you want to help support the show, we have our Patreon account. It's patreon.com. That's patreon.com, and it's J3 If you look for J3 there, you'll find me. And I did want to give a shout out to my current patrons, Beth, Renee, Ray, Dana, and Tom. Thank you guys so very much. It does help so very much what you guys do, and I just can't thank you enough. What I've been doing is and I'm going to try to do this more, is that I've been putting out little videos out there first, maybe only out there for the patrons to see, little behind the scenes things, whether or not be me out in the woods, walking around playing disc golf and talking or whatever, or what we're going to be, I know, right? Exciting stuff. Linda thinks it's exciting, right?
I like watching it. I watch people play disc golf every day in my right across the street.
Well, it was a couple
over there.
Yeah, I just showed one in the beginning, and then I talked for a little while, and then I showed one.
Are you any good at it?
I'm actually not too bad. I mean,
he's pretty fair
for my age. I mean,
for an old guy.
For an old guy. I mean, I can't throw like the young guys can throw 500 feet. I can only throw about
holy Lord
3. I can throw about 280 to 3, somewhere around in there, but they're way. But anyway, it's still fun. You're outside, you're hiking, beautiful day. You're out in the woods and nature, watching the car. What was it? Oh, I had the woodpeckers flying around.
Woodpeckers,
yeah. But what I'll be doing in the future is, with the permission of our guests, when we have a guest show, quite often when we're done and I've gone off the air, we sit and talk for another half an hour to an hour. It's crazy for whatever reason. And I'm going to start, with their permission, of course, recording those sessions and then showing you guys, and I might have to do some editing on it because
You
sometimes
may not, you don't know what you're going to see. You could see me and John Edwards topless. I don't know. It could happen.
or here you might hear some, we try to keep it the family oriented show, but sometimes
Oh my gosh.
so I might have to okay, we've gone completely off the rails now. So
Yeah,
but
this is
yeah,
not
so
good.
but I'm going to start sharing those out there for our patrons. Some little behind the scenes stuff of what goes on here after the show, maybe some before the show, stuff like that. So, Kat, oh good lord,
Sorry, Kat.
yeah. Anyway, so thank you, patrons. I do very much appreciate you guys so very, very much. And also, I wanted to say that this coming Saturday, early in the morning, I got to get up early and get on the road because I am going here to Maury Vineyards again. That's this Saturday. I'll be there about 10 a.m. in the morning, and I'm going on a tour again. I took the video down that I had done last time when I was there. On the request of the lady that was in it. She was a little uncomfortable with that. So boom, I took it down. Even though I had a permission ahead of time, I took it down. And they invited me to come back and do the video again. So this time I will have a new tour guide. And we'll get to see, maybe I'll get to go to some special places. I don't know that normally the tour people, I don't know. I doubt it, but it'll be fun. So
Will
I'm
you
going to
be
be there.
sober?
Huh?
Will you be sober?
At
first.
9:30 in the morning, he better be.
After lunch, I'm going to be hanging out there for quite a while. So,
Cameras will be all tilted, blurry.
and if anybody wants to come out there, I know that Linda told me to mention this. I always wonder why would anybody want to, but if anybody wants to meet me and you're in the area, I'll be there this Saturday. I'll be there from 10. I'll be tied up for a while with Andy doing the tour and all that kind of stuff.
It
But I'll
doesn't
hang out
open
for a
until 11, so you're
Yeah.
good until 11.
Yeah. So, and I'll be there. I'll hang out for a little while after that. So maybe 1 o'clock or something. I'll be hanging around there, taking pictures and talking. So if you want to come out and hang out, please do. And I'll be around there somewhere. I'll be wearing this sweatshirt, so you can come and have fun and all that kind of stuff and hang out with us. I also wanted to mention about next week's show. Linda, who do you have coming on next week?
I'm so excited. Next week is Return to Poverty Island, and we have Jess and Mike Grollo, who are friends of Rick Lagina's. And they were on the show night before last, and they have agreed to come on the show with us next week with tons of really cool pictures. See, there they are with the man himself. Mike is a pilot and a boat guy. He's also a county sheriff, and Jess runs a laser company and does some work for Rick. But she's also a history nut. So she had done some research on Poverty Island, and that's what we got to see Tuesday night. And they are pumped to come talk to us.
I'm pumped too. I really am. I think that's great. So we're going to have both of them on the show next week. That'll be Thursday night, next Thursday night at 7:30, just 1 week from tonight. Same bat channel and all that stuff.
And if you haven't got to see that, you need to go watch it because everybody gripes that they don't find anything. They never find anything. People, watch this.
Yep. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. I wish I could show for our friends in Canada over the border, which isn't far from where I am. I wish I show you guys some way I could, there are ways, and on our YouTube, on our Facebook page, the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond, we have ways of telling you how you can use a VPN and you can watch it when we do. But
or the following day, you can go to dailymotion.com, or sometimes the day after that. But within a day or two, you can see all those Beyond shows.
Yep. So we're really excited. We are very excited to have them on next week. So that's next Thursday night, 7:30, for these two, and we're going to be talking about the latest episode. What was the name of it again? Poverty Island. But what was
Return to Poverty Island?
Return to Poverty Island. Okay, pretty simple.
And they're actually on the island.
Yes.
They're just on a boat looking at the island. They're on the island.
I'm reading the comments here from the Woken One. Visions of John and Jeff taking their tops off, showing their Incredible Hulk and Thor dad bods.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Okay.
Oh,
As we digress, also wanted to mention real quick about the Discord channel. What I've been doing is on Tuesday nights when the episode is on, it's been Beyond Oak Island lately. Next week, or not next week, but 2 weeks from now, when we have the premiere of the Curse of Oak Island premiere show, I'll be in Discord. I'll be in there probably at least an hour early before the show starts, hanging out, talking, whatever. And I do ask that once the show starts, though, we got to watch the show. So I can't broadcast.
And it's 2 hours.
Yeah. Ooh. So yeah, get ready for
It's
that.
a drilling down combined with
Yeah.
the first episode.
If you want to hang out, come hang out. I'll be in there like about 8 o'clock time frame on Tuesday night, about 8 o'clock Eastern, and I'll be hanging out there. We can chat it up for an hour, and then when the show starts, we'll watch the show. You got to watch it at your house, and I got to watch it at my house because I can't rebroadcast it. It's against the law, and I don't want to get in trouble with History Channel or Prometheus.
That's a big copyright infringement.
Right. So we'll be in there, and then during the commercials, we'll kind of go, "Did you see that?" Whatever. So come hang out with me on Discord. The link is below, down in the description. You can check it out. Become it's real simple. There's no cost to it. It's completely free, and we'll join the chat, the voice channel. We sit there and talk and not do all the typing. I get tired of typing, so I wanted to mention that real quick. And don't forget, on the premiere show on the 16th, Matty Blake is going to be here with us.
Jan, it's only on Discord. It's not aired on YouTube.
it's a whole different program you have to download.
Yeah, you'll have to put Discord on your computer or your phone. I have it on both.
Yeah.
And it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's a real simple, and then you set up a quick account, and then you go find JFree906, and you just click on the link, and it'll take you through the process of setting up. It's completely free. There's no charge to it at all.
Yeah, but this is not something that will ever be on YouTube.
No, it's just us sitting there hanging out, like I don't know, what do you call it, like a watch party or something. We're just hanging out talking is all it is. We're just having fun. That's all. So if you want to join me, that's where I'll be. Bring your popcorn or whatever your choice of adult beverage, and let's have some fun and hang out and talk and all that good stuff, or have a beer. So, but like I said, next week's show, Matty Blake is going to be here. He's going to help us kick off. He probably won't stay long, but he's going to help us kick off season 10. So he'll be here on the 16th. We'll get started at 7:30. He'll probably be on at the beginning, hang out for a little bit and cut out, but we'll be talking about the season premiere that night. And that's at 7:30 on the 16th. So don't forget about that. I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to cover before we got started. That's pretty much everything. Dale Carney, you have had a fun time lately.
It's been rough.
You've had a week all day.
Tell us what's going on.
Well, Hurricane Fiona came and wrecked my house. I lost the shingles off the top. We lost 2 bedrooms, and they had to take the insulation out. They had to take the bedroom walls out, the ceiling out. They had to dry it out. They just came in today to do the gyprocking because they put the insulation in yesterday. So that was that. So I said, okay, good. I get to go to work down the store and get away from all the noise. I got down the store and I looked at the windows, and there was water on the windows. I'm like, that's not normal. Did I leave the heat on or something? Opened the door of the store. My ceiling all caved in at the store. Yeah, that was what I walked into this morning. So there's about $15,000 worth of damage right now. Thank God the insurance is covering most of it, besides the deductible. But yeah, it's a lot of damage. We lost a lot of product. They're going to send me replacement stuff hopefully soon. But yeah, it's a mess. So we're dealing with the store damage right now and the house damage at the same time. So 2 insurance claims in a month.
Big ones.
Yeah.
Things are going to settle down for you in Amherst, I think.
I'm hoping.
Look at the light. You got a light hanging down here. It's swinging in the breeze.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't mounted like that one up over there, but now
it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. The floors are a mess. We got it on video from the security camera, and all you see is a big wall of water coming down in the middle of the night. I guess someone left a tub or something running in the apartment upstairs, and it built up and dripped down. And anyway, there's quite a bit of damage. We lost a lot of product.
Wow.
So we're closed probably until Tuesday now because we got to clean the place and get new product in, and it's a mess.
Man, I can't imagine. You guys have had it rough.
Yeah.
But on the bright side,
On the bright side,
we're
so what?
Yeah.
What I was going to do is the fundraiser is supposed to end tonight, but I got kind of tied up today, so I'm going to extend it just
busy today. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to do anything with it, so I'm going to extend it until tomorrow, at midnight. So once tomorrow midnight happens, it's Nova Scotia time, so I don't know what time that is everywhere else, but it's midnight tomorrow. It's going to stop. So anybody makes a donation after that, thank you. We can't put you in the draw after that, though. So that's what's going to happen. So the fundraiser is extended for one more day until tomorrow. We just reached 21,000, and we're just about maybe 3,000 or 4,000 behind what we had last year. So we're hoping to bring in some more donations because it's all going to be donated to Christmas Daddies on December 3rd.
Yep. And that is a wonderful cause. We've talked about it quite a bit on the show. Christmas Daddies for the kids, and for like every $100 a kid gets a Christmas and things like that. So it's really, really cool. And
my wife was a recipient of that 2 years ago. She got Christmas Daddies for her daughter, and they gave her like presents and food and stuff like that. So they don't just help kids, they help families, they'll help adults, they'll help anybody needs help at Christmas. So right now, $20,000 is going to help about 200 kids basically for $100 a piece to enjoy Christmas. So it's doing really good. We're happy with it.
Yep, fantastic. Yeah, we're really that's great. So it is a really a good cause, and the guys on the island, generally they're kind of behind it as well, and all that. So and
yeah, we got a lot of donations from
really good donations from Rick this year, and you can check it out. Can they see them when they go to?
They go to our website, christmasforthekids.ca, and they'll see everything on there. They'll see all the signatures. They'll see everything on the website. Yeah, it's really neat actually how everything is signed. Rick signed quite a bit of it. And he put a lot of personal messages on it too, which was surprising.
Yeah.
So
stuff.
And we keep absolutely nothing from this. The only thing that's coming out are expenses for shipping, and we paid for our website for a year because that's the only way to do it. So that's the only two expenses that are coming out.
Yep.
So that equals about $1,000 in total.
The Christmas for the Kids website.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the only expenses that are coming out. We keep absolutely zero from this, and the fees for the website that we have set up to take the funds, and then we have to go through PayPal, which is another fee. So we're losing a little bit extra, but still, we just cracked 20,000. So, and then I got Linda has donated a tablecloth set, which I don't have here because it's at my store somewhere that I can't bring home to show you.
There you go, Dale.
I know, I'm telling you. Anyway, she donated a tablecloth set. The tablecloth set's worth like $65, and Linda had set it up that anybody that donated $25 or more gets entered into the draw up to 25 people. So we have 25 people, so we're going to draw for a tablecloth set. It's all random, so all the names are written out in the bin, and it's just a matter of pick one out, whatever. Oh, I got to show you my hands because that's the way we do it. So anyway, nothing in my hands. I'm going to show you the bin I got for the donations in a second for the main draw. So I will pick out. Yeah. So.
Oh, John.
John needs that tablecloth. I know he does.
So John Edwards has won a tablecloth set. That's hilarious. This is the big draw and everybody's ballots.
Oh, look at that.
So it's all in the big bin. So what we're going to do, everybody's going to have an equal chance because it's all going to be random. My wife's going to draw for them. She's not going to look. She's just going to pick a name out. Most people have made big donations, like $1,000 and $2,000 and stuff like that, only wanted a small amount of tickets to make it fair for everybody. So basically, you have a really good chance of winning something if you donate it. It's just going to be a random draw, but the biggest thing is it's going to help kids.
Yep.
And we pay for shipping to all the winners. So everything if you win something, if you win like the crib board or the hard hat or something like that, we're going to ship it to you. You don't have to pay a cent for shipping because it's going to be shipped. We'll send you the tracking number so you can follow it and then go from there. So if you want to make a donation, you have until tomorrow night at midnight to make a donation. Every $5 is one chance. So the more you donate, the more chances you got. We wanted to beat Walmart, but we're about $9,000 behind it. Walmart Canada donates $30,000 a year. So we're about maybe, I don't know, 9,000 behind to beat them this year. But I don't think it's going to happen because we lost some time because of the rules here in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But we're only about 4,000 away from beating our total last year, which is good. If we can do $4,000, I'll be happy as a clam because we beat last year's total. I know it's not a contest, but it's good and it helps more kids.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
John says, what? What?
What did I do?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, John Edwards.
Christmas for the kids.
ChristmasForTheKids.ca.
Yep, that's where you go if you want to check out the items that are to be given away. He's going to do the drawing for them, and again, that drawing is going to be when?
November 10th with you
November 10th.
here at 7:30 your time.
That is 1 week from today.
A lot of the stuff too is really neat. It's a lot of it's rare. Like the crib board is only given to theorists that go on the show. So we had one of those donated from wood that was recovered from the money pit that Rick made, and he signed it, which is really neat.
Yep.
Yes, Kat, we did get the person to match. We had the $700, and he did match it. So that brought us up to $20,000.
Nice.
And it was good. So,
That's
and some of the other items, like the hard hat, is signed by Dan Blankenship. I mean, you won't get that again. That was donated by Vanessa.
Sorry, I have a fly.
You've got a fly buzzing around you.
Linda donated the hat that was signed by the entire cast.
That she won last year, and she turned
Yeah.
around and donated it this year.
Yeah, there was a picture frame that was made from recovered wood. Again, that was signed by Rick.
Yep.
There's core samples that are signed with personal messages on the back from Rick, which is really neat because he really put some thought into signing them with what he wanted to put on there.
That's really cool.
There's just so many prizes. There's books. There's coconut fiber with books. There's
Right. David Neeson has written the definitive book about the coconut fiber on the island.
Yep.
And he donated books and coconut fiber. I thought that was really
That
cool.
is
That's really cool.
I've never seen coconut fiber before, so it's really neat to see. But we got lots of prizes. I think there's 18 now in total.
Yeah,
That was
Michelle
awful.
Tomeyer donated her book about Sophia Sellers and
There's
the
two
Gated
books.
Pit.
And there's a bag that comes with that too. So I'm going to just do a book in a bag for one pick. I forgot about the bag. And there's a glow in the dark mug that was done by the people that do the etching for Rick.
Jess
And,
Grolo, who's going to be on our show next week.
Exactly. So she did the
She's all
etching for it.
excited about being there when you have the drawing.
Yeah. Yeah. So she did the glow in the dark mug. And that's what neat when I want to see it, but she's got it in the States. She's going to mail it from the States. So a lot of really, really neat prizes. It's going to be really fun to do. I can't wait to do it and get everything sent out and get people's reactions when they get it.
Everybody's answering. Yes, John.
Yes, John, you won a tablecloth set.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
I may or may not send it to you, but you won.
I will not lie to you.
You got to come and get it. You got to go to Nova Scotia and get it.
I'll show you again. See, John.
Yep, there it is. Yep. Look at that. All right. Well, that's fantastic. And again, we really hope you reach that goal.
I'm hoping if we can get $4,000 by tomorrow, I will be so happy. And if you're in the States, if you donate in Canadian funds, it's cheaper, and you still get the same amount of dollars. So if you donated, say, I don't know, 4,000 or well, I don't know what $5,000 Canadian or US is to Canadian, but
About 3,600.
yeah, you'll get that many in tickets.
I mean, I donated 3,600, and that's 5,000 for you. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's whatever we get in, but we're really hoping for a big number this year because it's going to help so many, and there's so much going on here with Fiona happening, and people are saying that they're not going to they're going to have Christmas for their kids because they had to take the money out of the pocket to pay for Fiona repairs because they're not covered by insurance and stuff. It's nasty. So
yeah,
we're pushing it hard this year.
Oh, yeah. Stuff it in a bottle and throw it in the ocean addressed to John. There you go.
So there you go. That's my spiel on Christmas. I just hope, again, like I said, I hope we get some more donations in because we have until tomorrow night at midnight.
Cool.
John, that would be really cool.
What's that?
He says he's gonna give it to his daughter for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really good. Good deal. All right. So, are you ready to jump into it? What do you think?
We should do it.
We should do it. All right. So, the episode that was on last week. Now, this was last week's episode on Tuesday night. The Atocha. It was again, that was season 3, episode number 5, Secrets of the Sterncastle. Now, we've talked about this particular episode, or not episode, but the Atocha. We've talked about the Atocha several times.
Right.
Already, because they've been out there several times, and they just keep. I mean, it was kind of funny. I loved at the beginning of the episode when they were all sitting around in the war room and they were talking about if you were to pick one particular treasure hunter of all time, that you felt was like your favorite or whatever, who would that be? And they all came up with,
Mel Fisher.
Mel Fisher.
Absolutely.
Because of the Atocha and the way that this thing worked out, with the Atocha being, the way it went down, the way they talk about it, it got caught in the first storm. It didn't actually sink yet, or it did, but it was still above water or something. And then, of course, the storms and everything came. Another one came a couple days later, and it just ripped it apart and dragged it out away from the Key West area, Key West, Florida, out into the ocean further, and just ripped it apart and just strewed its stuff everywhere. And then in 1962, Mel Fisher and his wife, Dio, found it. Mel Fisher found it, and then they started diving on it, and they were able to actually keep the rights to it. They were, the way it worked out, I guess it went all the way to the Supreme Court.
Went to the Supreme Court.
The highest court in the land. So, and they were able to secure its future, with them. So they have the rights to work this and continue it, and they have been for now since 1962. And they found in a whole lot of stuff. I was going to try to say Nuestra Senora de I knew I'd blow it. Nuestra Senora de Atocha.
Not bad.
Yeah, close enough. It's got a long name, but we call it the Atocha for short, right? So, but it sailed from Havana on September 4th, 1622, and it sank later just off the coast of Florida after hitting a hurricane. So,
and they knew where it sank.
Yeah.
Because the ship went down in such shallow water originally, and the mizzen mast was there. And when they got there, they found 2 crew members and 3 slaves hanging onto the mizzen mast out of the water. So they rescued them. Everyone else was lost. And then a couple of days later, they go back and there's been another hurricane come through and it's gone.
Yeah. Yep. Just dragged it right on out further and ripped it apart. And then they talk about how it was going along. We'll show that one picture here in a minute, but where it was just dumping its cargo everywhere on its way as it went, and just as
right. And then it broke in half, and the front part of the ship, the bow, went one way, and the Sterncastle went the other. So,
yep. And that's what they were looking for on this particular episode. They were looking for the Sterncastle, and the interesting thing about it, even though they've already uncovered so much down there, the interesting thing about this one was that it was what they say the Sterncastle, which would have been toward the back of the ship, captain's quarters, right underneath the stern deck where the ship's wheel and all that kind of stuff is up above, and they were down below where the ship's, the captain's quarters and all that would be there below the ritzier people. Well, they had mentioned on the show, and as they had Melvin Abt and Taffy on here in the war room. Yep. When they were talking to them about it, they said that Mel had mentioned this would be where the church would have kept their boxes or chests or whatever, and they did not have to declare what was in them on the ship's record.
Right.
So who knows what all they had, they were stuffed full with everything they could get, and they didn't have to record it. It was just gifts of the church. So that's what they were looking for, and they were hoping to find that. And again, it's kind of like the whole thing with the Curse of Oak Island, where you have to go along your planned search area and you look for clues. And as you find clues, those things coming up, you can start to piece together the story, and also in their case, lead you. You look in one area, nothing, move over, move up, just keep moving along. But you would think at sea, I think about that. I'm like, man, it's just got to be so hard. But in today's tech, back in Mel Fisher's day, when they didn't have GPS tracking and everything else, it would have been even worse to try to make sure you're following a path, and deviating from a path. But nowadays it's a lot easier. So As they arrive out there on the boat, the Magruder, it's called the Magruder, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I thought so. And this time they're heading for what they call the Bank of Spain. Now, why did they call it the Bank of Spain? Do you remember that?
Well, the other area was called Emerald City because that's where they were looking for emeralds.
And they found
and they found a ton of them. And so this is where they think all the coins disappeared.
Right.
The Spanish gold and silver coins and bars and all the exciting stuff.
Stuff you'd find in the bank, right?
Right.
So
Yeah,
what the really
I find that in the bank all the time.
Yeah. And the really cool thing about this particular episode is that they also had Mr. Tony Sampson was joined on this particular one. And he had mentioned, this was the cool thing I thought to hear Tony talk about that. We all know Tony Sampson. He's the premier diver for Oak Island, and he is the owner of the Salty Dog Sea Tours, as you see on the back of his hat and on the back of his shirt. But he had mentioned while they were in the war room how this was a childhood dream to go out and dive the Atocha. And now he got his opportunity to do so. So when he got out there, of course, with Matty and Mel, he got to meet Tim Mead, who's the captain of the Magruder. And we just got a big welcome. I mean, who wouldn't love to have Tony Sampson, right, come out and to dive with you? And of course, Tony was feeling the other way around. Who wouldn't want to be on the Magruder and diving on the Atocha treasure? You know, it's kind of cool that they got able to or were able to meet up like this. So very interesting thing there. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, you think about Tim's job and the other divers that are there. You know, and I mentioned this when we had Doug and Rob Westrick on the show. The fact that what they get to do for a living, or at least in their spare time, is to go out and dive on shipwrecks and stuff. Man, what a I mean, this job, who wouldn't want that job?
Tough life.
Oh, it's a tough life. Oh yeah, I go out and I dive,
Oh man, I gotta go dive again today on the
Atocha. Golden coins and yeah. Such a drag. You know that job that you think of, you dread to get up out of bed and to work in the morning, to go to work in the morning. Would you dread this one? I don't think so. That getting you to do your hobby for a living, right? Wouldn't that be something?
Tony seems pretty happy every day.
He does. Isn't that something about Tony? I mean, he does. He just
always seems happy.
He does. He truly does. Every time you talk to him, every time I've talked to him, he says, "Oh, living the life, mate."
Yep.
Living the dream. Living the dream. Couple pictures that I also had of this is they were talking about these dots and these little circles they've got color coded. You see gold and silver, ballast stones, iron, pottery, musket balls, swords. I don't know what that other word is. What's that word right there? Sword. Arquebus.
Arquebus. I don't know what that is.
I don't know.
Something to do with a sword.
Yeah. Cannonballs and EO, whatever EO is. Other stuff or whatever. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before. Arquebus. Somebody look that up and see what that is. Somebody Google that real quick. All the people watching right now, somebody Google that real quick and tell us what that is. I don't know.
A form of long gun.
It's what?
A form of long gun.
A form of long gun.
That appeared in Europe and the Ottoman Empire during the 15th century.
There you go.
Wow. Thank you, Dale.
I didn't Google that either.
Judy, how come wants to know how come it's not closed? How come closed caption is not available? I don't know. I mean, I turn it on, so I'm not sure. I think it usually works on the is there a way she can turn it, ask it to be turned on? I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me see if I can do something with that. I'll try. Let me see what I can do. I'm going to show this picture real quick too. This is where they found that line of that they were following of different artifacts that it led them to believe that somewhere along this line is where the Sterncastle went.
No captions are available for this video. That's what it says.
Okay, well, let me see what I
I
can do.
just tried to turn it. I tried to turn it on also, and it won't.
Oh, okay. So sorry about that. Yeah, I think it usually works when you're watching it later after it's live. It works, but
Right.
yeah, but not while it's live, I suppose. So, let's just say also the first gun to be fired from the shoulder.
Ooh, and
I know
Jan
that.
says EO is an encrusted object.
Ah,
That makes
thank you.
sense. Thanks, Jan.
Yeah. So that's what the EO was. This bottom one, EO, encrusted object. So they haven't figured out what it is yet. There you go. Look at that. See, that's why the chat is so cool. I love hanging
That's
out
right.
with you guys. All right. So anyway, we'll go back and I'll get back to the pictures. I was just talking about it. So EO, that's what that is. All right. And here's that line I was talking about right here. So this line, they're following this line along, and they figured that's where the Sterncastle went down, somewhere along this line right here. Or that's where it was. This concept, I mean, I've talked about this before, but this, and I'm always confused, is it mailboxes or mailboxes?
I think it's mailboxes because Mel developed it.
Right.
A lot of people say mailbox, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. But this idea of this is just how he ever figured that out, or somebody, but they developed this, Mel Fisher did back in the 1960s, developed this way of going in and using the prop wash, funneling it or tunneling it, with these tubes down into the sediment and blowing the sediment out of the way, all the sand out of the way, so that they can get down to the hard incrustation below where the artifacts would be laying, of course, the heavier stuff. Now I got thinking about it. If they hit that, I think gold coins might get pushed off with this too. I mean, I would think so, but they still find them. But you would think now a gold bar is not going to. It's going to fall right to that bottom through the sand. But I would think maybe a coin might get blown away with this wash. But that's
I don't know.
I'm
They
sure
found it.
I'm sure the metal detector afterwards.
Yeah.
Yep.
They have found it.
Plus it will loosen anything. Plus it will loosen anything up.
Yeah, very true. So it's a really cool way of doing it. Then they can get right in there and then go over get right to the hard crustacean section of there, and then they can really search and use their metal detector and go on. That'd be so cool. And then here's the guys, once they got in, this is Tony and Mel Abt jumped in there, and they're doing their comms check as they get started there. But really cool stuff. And I would just love to do this. It'd be so much fun. So anyway, the guys go and they spend their first time down, looking around down there, and they come back up and they've got this right off the bat. I looked at it and it goes, looks like a piece of bone to me. That's what it is. It's a piece of bone. Now, and I thought, originally it will come to your mind is like, what do they have? Obviously they would have meat on the ship, at least right after they left. Maybe not after they've been out to sea for a month, getting back to Spain, but initially they're going to have meat on board, at least to last for a little while. And this would have, I thought, but also I guess they actually carried livestock from time to time.
Right. He said cows and pigs and sheep.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
So that would make sense that they would find something like this out at sea out there. So yeah. It looks like a cow bone of some sort. I'm assuming that's what that is from a cow or whale bone, maybe. I don't know.
It doesn't seem big enough for a whale.
Yeah, depends on what part, I suppose. But
yeah.
But anyway, so I thought that was kind of funny too.
But they wouldn't have had a whale on board.
I hope not. Anyway, sinking the ship. But but Tony, here when he got up, you look on his face, but you could just see the guy was so excited about being there. I just really handed to him to get this opportunity to be able to do this. He was so excited about it. But that bone they found, the marrow's gone and stuff out of there. Very interesting. This is where they showed this overhead shot. And I wanted to show this one again real quick because the overhead shot, you can actually see the bottom. They're not in that deep of water. Last time they were about 50 feet, if I remember correctly. This time it must have been because Matty had mentioned that on the show that they weren't as deep as they were the time before. But this is where the mailboxes are down, and they're blowing the holes in the sediment down there, and you can see all the sand and everything washing away. Yeah, for Tony, a dive of a lifetime. You're exactly right. Whoops, wrong one there. Yep, for sure.
Yes, Christy.
Mysterious fathoms below. So I thought that, and how they tie it off. Now, using this method of tying it off, and also the method of being able to have GPS, they know exactly where they are, so they can, and they put these anchor points out, and they can actually, and they showed the guys moving it later. They were moving it, and they were loosening the ropes on the. I used to know what these were called. I was a sailor. I don't remember now. I wasn't a.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
Navy guy.
I know. I was trying to remember. It's that round cylinder that the rope is wrapped around. I don't remember what it's called. Sorry, it's been too long. But anyway, so they actually loosen it. They can pull the boat further up or back or whatever to reposition, but stayed generally in that same area, and then put the mailboxes down again and do it again and keep moving on. So. Common reference of the prop wash or mailboxes outboard motor. Well, that was from Tom. So it is called a mailbox. Okay. I kind of figured it'd be called a mailbox, seeing as how he developed it, but I never could quite catch that.
Tom's like Google. Tom knows everything.
He does. The
He's
guy
very
is
smart. I love how smart he is. I'll just start calling him Google.
We have a lot of smart people in our chat, honestly.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
It is.
You learn so much from watching these.
Yep. And I just grabbed this picture. This was a little pinpoint spotter that guys use for metal detecting. This is an underwater one, of course, that Tony had with him to use down there to pinpoint when they get down in those little holes. And that's what I thought was really cool. Was here they are down underneath using the regular metal detector, underwater one, but it's these little holes. They call them solution holes. And when after they get done with the prop wash or the mailboxes, they have these little holes. It'll blow a hole in this crustacean down there. They can or crust. I don't know. I keep calling it crustacean. Crustaceans and. But anyway, they blow these holes. Some of these holes will show up, and it might be another foot or two deep that they could reach down into. And they were checking out these holes because stuff, as it's falling down, especially heavy stuff falling through the sand, like gold, would fall, and it would find it might make its way into these solution holes. So those are a great place to look. So that's where they were moving along. And they got there. He is with the Vibra probe. We called it a Vibra probe. He's getting a hit. And lo and behold, they find something. And look at this look on Matty's face.
He gets so excited.
He was so excited. I mean, it was, but for good reason. They found a silver coin. Yeah, poor little crustaceans. I know. I keep calling it crustaceans. Yeah. Okay, forgive me. But yeah, they found this silver coin. Now we know that gold does not get like this. Gold will still be shiny gold when it's been underwater for years and years and years, but silver will get encrusted by everything down there, and it'll build up on the surface of the coin. So they have to get it cleaned up and get that off.
It turns black.
Yeah, I know, and it does. It really does, and it turns black on it. You wonder about it. Everybody's so excited. Why are they so excited about this little tiny silver coin? Well, a couple of reasons. One is that he said the estimated that coin is estimated to be about $1,100 to $5,800. That little coin right there, once it's cleaned up, because it was a shipwreck coin and it was from the Atocha, $1,100 to $5,800 for that coin.
Wow.
Depending upon its condition, I would imagine, when they get done. Okay, that's one really good reason to be excited about it. Another really good reason is because it means that you're on the right path.
Track, right.
It could mean a lot more.
Exactly. So that means, you don't have to. You could check a little bit to your right or to your port or starboard, but probably moving up that line, if they're following this line to the forward, then that means that they're on the right path.
It's a debris field.
Yes, it's a
It's the
debris
same
field.
as the Titanic.
Yep. And now they might have found just the edge of it, and they keep moving forward, and they find more, or need to go back the other way. Maybe they need to go back the other. Maybe they're on the end of the debris field. So, but it means you're on the right track. So that's the other important.
You're in
part.
the area.
You are in the right area. So that's what's cool about finding something like that. And again, Marty's excitement, but everybody was. I mean, everybody was really excited about finding it. So that's what's so cool about that. Look at the smile on Melvin's face.
It's amazing that they know exactly what it is when they find it.
And that's something that Matty was talking about, is what you're just going there now, is that most of us would look right over that and not even recognize it.
Right.
I guess after a while, you know what you're looking for. And like Linda had just said a few minutes ago about it turning black. So if you're looking for silver, you're going to look for something that's black, when the fact of everything on the bottom down there is white, washed white, and it's got all the shells and everything else down there. But it could be inside of a shell. It could be inside of a clump of shells. I mean, my goodness, to find that thing, a needle in a big, big haystack, right?
Exactly.
It is amazing. That's so cool. I would that would be so cool to find something like that. And there is another piece that they found. Now they went back down after a few minutes. They were all talking about it, and they have to take a break every so often. The divers do, and come up and hang out for a little bit. You figure they're down there. I don't know how long. I mean, I don't know if those tanks that they got on their back are our tanks or whatever. For the firemen, in the business I'm in, with the SCBAs, those are actually scuba, so it's SUBA for underwater. But the SCBAs, so that they can stay down for about. We have an hour cylinders there is about the biggest, but underwater they may go 2 hours or more. So they stay down there for quite a while, but then they need to come up and take a break for a while and all that. So they went down a second time, actually a third time. I think they went down 3 times while they were out there.
I don't remember.
But they went down again, and this time Mel stayed up, and he sent one of the other guys down, Zach Moore.
Zach is like finder guy.
Yeah, he's found stuff like almost every dive. His first 4 dives or something, or was that Tim was talking about?
That was Tim. Tim found something on his first 4 dives. Wouldn't that be amazing?
I mean, yeah, of all things you would expect, you want to find something all the time, but yeah, to actually find something your first 4 dives, that'd be amazing. Whether it even be a piece of history rather than a coin or a piece of gold or whatever. One of those guns, what was the name of it? Ask those guns that we just talked about. Careful. Yeah. To find one of those, any of those artifacts, even that top of that, those jugs, those what they kept stuff in, they found that top of that, even to find something like that, I'd be excited about any of it. Absolutely. But this was another coin that they found, and they said it was wafer thin because of the being down there in the sand and with the movement of the ocean and everything going back and forth and working on it like, grit, obviously, that it wears it down eventually. It's black, but it wears it down. So they said it was
they called it a razor.
A razor coin. I think that's what they call it, a razor coin. I'm looking through Jan's notes. Jan does these synopsises for us, and they're so fantastic. But I didn't have that spotted on here. But yeah, like a razor coin, because it's been worked around so much that it's like just a thin razor. Yeah,
like
a razor blade. As a razor. Yeah, I like a razor blade. Yep, worn thin from the movement on the bottom. But again, to be able to spot this and know what it is,
that's incredible.
Gotta have a good eye. Yep. So they did find a few things out there, which was awesome. On the bottom, and then Tony got to go out and dive on it. He got his opportunity to dive on the Atocha. What an opportunity! I mean, that's just awesome, really, truly. Even the pearls. He talked about the pearls and stuff,
right?
And the way
that's why going back to the war room was like, jaw dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, you're talking about that. They found what could be possibly the first loose pearl ever recovered from the Atocha. And that silver coin, that they called it 8 real
An
because
eight
of its
real.
8 real. Thank you.
Mhm.
Because of its size and its weight.
Way
Nope.
bigger than the other one that they found.
Oh yeah, way bigger, thinner but bigger. And how do they, the process of cleaning that up? I mean, what do they go through to clean those things up? Is it like would that be like a sonic bath where they put it into a? Remember
I don't know if they have to use vinegar or what, but they did go to Florida with that coin from the swamp. Was that
I think it was, yeah.
the coin that they found in the swamp?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
RVD.
right. I don't know if they use white vinegar on something that old or not.
I'm thinking they would have to go to a conservator.
Yeah, but he has to use something.
Yeah,
so-
but they probably got special chemicals and stuff.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
I
that.
mean, they gotta be so careful with that.
Yeah, they did show that on one of the Oak Island episodes, didn't
Yeah, they dropped it in.
Right. Wig has it. Wig got it.
they? Oh, yeah. Let me bring that up. Thank you.
It's probably the same process. as
Electrolysis.
cleaning rings.
Electrolysis. Yeah. They could use the sonic cleaner as well. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Mild acid.
Yep. Yeah, the sonic cleaner is pretty cool. We have one at work we use for cleaning parts. And that's really weird how they work. And they remember when they had the brass knob they found in the swamp, and they did the same thing with it. They put it into the sonic cleaner, and it just vibrates the water, and it just cleans all the sediment off, so you can get a good look at it. Jan, yeah, he beat you to it, Jan.
Well, when I get my rings cleaned, they use a sonic cleaner at the jewelry store, and it's amazing because I clean them all the time. But they put it in there with the solution, it gets every bit of dirt out.
Right. Well, usually for a really old coin, the at least the American numismatists, numismatology.
Yes.
Oh my god, the words!
Numismatist.
It's a big one. It's more than I usually do. But they start with just distilled water. And they just let it soak in distilled water for sometimes weeks or even months.
Yep. Yeah. Did you notice how when they were on the boat there on the Magruder, and after they found the small coin, they took a little Ziploc baggie and he actually put seawater in the bag first and then put it in there and zipped it. So it's kind of cool how they go through that process of keeping it wet in its natural environment. They do the same thing. I see them pull up cannons. They'll pull up a cannon and then put it into a tub of seawater.
They did the exact same thing with all the artifacts in the Titanic.
Yeah.
They brought it all up and put it in seawater with it.
Yeah. It's really weird that they do that, but that helps to keep it the
air off it, because the air will corrode it instantly.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
They can get it back and start working with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, to preserve it properly. So that's really cool. This Wanda's saying finding a loose pearl in that big ocean.
That's incredible.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, big old ocean was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the guy, and again, finding a almost white pearl on a white bottom of I don't know. It takes an eye for that kind of stuff. You would develop that eye over a course of time. So, wow. So, and I guess, and that's what Mel was saying at the end there. He said, Melvin said, also tells them that the Magruder and the Dare, that's another, I guess that's
sister ship, right?
the sister ship, will be heading back out soon to search for more treasure from the Sterncastle. So, yeah, that's really cool. So we got to make friends with Mel so that when I go to Florida, they'll let me come out. I know, long shot, right?
Who are you? I'm Jeff. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm Jeff. You're like, okay.
We've seen you on the podcast. Come on.
Yeah. And you were on my podcast. Yeah.
You really need to go to Key West or Sebastian and see their shop and all their stuff.
I do. Yeah.
It is just breathtaking.
Yeah. Well, my plan was to spend part of the winter down in Florida, so you never know. I might be going live from Mel's shop.
Well, there aren't any RV places down there because of the
No,
hurricane.
I know. I have to stay in Florida and drive down, and drive
Sleep on the
across
side of the highway. It
It's a
doesn't
long
matter.
ways.
at $5 a gallon for gas or some crazy thing.
Yeah, it's a long ways, but it's such a cool drive.
I know. I've always wanted, I've always wanted to do was go down there and either take my bike and trailer it down there and then cruise all the way across to the Keys to Key West on a motorcycle, and then spend some time and then cruise back. Wouldn't that'd be so fun.
We had a place at Fort Myers, which is on the bay side. And we would go south through Naples and pick up Alligator Alley and take it across to the ocean side. But I wouldn't do that on any kind of bike because there are alligators on the road, all over the road. And
Oh, that would be something. Oh, an alligator. Yeah. That thing would upset you. I'm sorry, but it would, I wouldn't want to.
then you just go south from Miami forever. But it's
that's what they do.
Really cool drive.
See, that's what the alligators do. Is the one will go out on the road, and you'll hit him and wreck, while the other ones are waiting just about 20 feet
Just
away
to
when
eat
you
you.
crash, and they come out and they eat you because it's a conspiracy.
They look like old black tires that have been discarded on the side of the road.
So you wouldn't
Speed
think it's
bumps.
an alligator waiting to eat you.
Maybe eat you.
Yes, they will eat you and drag you into the ocean. Might see you there. Wade says, all right, cool, Wade. That'd be awesome. A speed bump. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I know. I'm yeah. So
Only one bump with all those wheels. Come on.
So I tell you what. Okay, so that pretty much wraps up our Atocha recap there. And we've talked about the Atocha for a few weeks now. So, but anyway, what an exciting thing! That's really cool. And of course, if they have any more episodes about it, we'll be showing and talking about it, just like they have for the Poverty Island,
Right.
which is really cool. So now they're going back, or they went back last night and spent some more time out at Poverty Island. So. You kind of wish they could have the whole crew, everybody that's been part of it, because we had Abbott was part of it with Abbott Acoustics, Underwater Acoustics. He was there. So many people have been involved in this from the first time they were there to this last time, and there may be more. We don't know. We don't know.
Right. But from what they found the other night, they were like totally different areas. The season 1, they were really near the lighthouse in my mind, it's the south part of
south.
the island.
That would be off the south, kind of southeastern corner.
The southeastern corner. And then when Rob and Doug were there, they were northwest.
Yeah, they were on the northwest side. Yes.
And now you're right in between.
Right. Now you're right in between, and that's where they find it. And they went out. What was cool about it, they went out in a plane, and they were flying around where the water was, and so they were able to fly around it. And here you go. Yeah. I keep your fingers crossed for me, AO. I appreciate that. Thank you. I would love to. I haven't even been to Nova Scotia yet. For all crying out
We have
loud.
killer seagulls.
Killer seagull. You do. Yeah.
They're violent.
No alligators or venomous snakes or constrictors or black widows or scorpions.
Nope, just bad seagulls and raccoons.
Killer seagulls and raccoons.
Oh,
Beady little eyes.
and earwigs.
Today's the day, Craig. You're right.
Today's
Today's
the
the
day.
day. Yeah. How many times are we going to say that now? Today's the day. What a Mad Beavers.
That's New Brunswick.
Yes, New Brunswick. They got the Mad Beavers in New Brunswick. You got to watch out. Yeah. Remember that was from Monty Python. Really? Yeah, the rabbit that killed everybody. But one of the things I wanted to talk about too, real quick. We got a few minutes, and then we'll wrap it up here. But was some of the things that are coming on for Oak Island,
Right.
and this looking into this place here. And this was with our friend Gretchen Cornwall.
Gretchen Cornwall.
And where were they again? What was the name of this place?
Royston.
Royston.
They were in the Royston Cave, and it was. We've seen a picture that a local guy took and sent.
They were all standing on the street.
We wouldn't know, but yeah, some guy saw them on the street and posted these pictures, and it was Charles Barkhouse and Alex Lagina and Marty Lagina with Gretchen in Royston at Royston Cave. So it was very cool.
Yep. Yeah, it was. So that's, I don't know which episode that's going to be, but we know it's coming up in the future. And Gretchen, of course, being a very good friend of all of ours and on the show here in our group and all of that. She's been wonderful. She's worked as my guest, as my co-host. She's just an awesome person. She's back with the team in season 10. She'll be back with the team, helping them overseas. And that's awesome. And then they some of the other things that they show in the commercials that are going by, the promos for coming up, and this here, we were all trying to figure out exactly what is going on here. Where is this?
It's a Tim Hortons cup.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah.
You think?
But we were all trying to figure out exactly where is this in the money pit, or is this in lot 5? Is this the hatch? I'm thinking it's the hatch.
It looks like
it's over by lot 4 and lot 5, right?
I don't know. A lot of people have thought, I'm pointing and you can't see where I'm pointing. Have thought that the black sort of squiggles underneath the blue is like a spiral.
Oh.
Like a spiral tunnel, maybe like Bobby Restall talked about.
Yeah. Interesting.
So I don't know. To me, it doesn't look like a spiral. It looks like they've just done this with a marker.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's the way they were kind of squiggling, making this. Okay, we found a spot or a void or something right here.
Right here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But you never know. It could be.
Yeah, but a lot of people seem to think it looks like a spiral.
And who are those 3 guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is Alex, Gary Drayton, and Laird Niven. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. So, but anyway, but I mean, this looks really cool, right? I mean, I'm really excited about that. All the stuff coming up in this season,
It's going to be interesting.
There's so much to, and again, you got this piece right here. Now, this is a piece of some kind of ornament or jewelry of some sort. With what are those sapphires that are in there?
Those are diamonds.
I mean, we can speculate all we want, right? Gold and sapphires. Right.
Sapphires are dense. Like they don't ever look light blue to me.
That actually looks like little diamonds.
It could be.
Maybe.
Could it be?
See, my ring has gold and diamond. It looks like the same sort of diamond.
And where did they find it? Was this found on the Young Property Lot 5, or was it found on in the money pit? Or was it found somewhere?
Swamp? Maybe it was found in the swamp.
In the swamp.
We know that
they're back
they drained the swamp and they're still digging.
Could be found in lot 5.
Yep, and working lot 5 heavily, and that
it could Jackie. It could well be a topaz.
Yeah, Gary spent his probably his entire summer on lot 5. You would think, or he was scanning the spoils.
Right,
and we know that they were back in the swamp. There's evidence. There's pictures of them back in the swamp. They were working the area right there in the southeast corner, which was cordoned off. And as I had mentioned on that one show, that it seems as though they must have gotten some sort of permit, to work that area. They had to have, because they had to have a permit now to do that. So, and what does that mean for archaeologists?
Well, it means, according to Tony telling people on his Salty Dog tour, that Miriam and Helen are back in the island.
Yep. So that's awesome. So they're working, and because we kept wondering, why did they drain the swamp? Why did they go through all that? What are they using the water for? Are they going to be in there? And then boom, we see them in there. Not only were they working in the southeast corner of the swamp, where the stone road was, and where they found the Mi'kmaq pottery, but they're also up on the other side of Nolan's Peninsula, Remember where the big
Where
platform,
the stone platform was.
right?
Yes.
They're back in there again, but a little bit further inland from it, and they were digging that area also, big scraping all that off. There had to be more to that story. So we know they already know where the stone platform. Either they're looking for an extension of it to see if it goes further inland, or they're looking for something else in that same area. Might there have been some sort of a, all right, I won't say it, an entrance to the money pit?
A tunnel.
A tunnel entrance?
Did we say a tunnel?
Can you say tunnel? And then we talked about on the little brief show that I did that they put a sonar down in that M 16.25.
Yeah.
Yeah, M 16.25. They put a sonar probe down there, and they saw what looks like the wood planking of a tunnel. That wasn't a shaft; it was a tunnel.
It was a tunnel. It went this.
Now, how many tunnels do we actually know of? The only one that I know of for sure that they talk about on the show in the history was the one that they went down, and the one shaft was, and again, you're going to have to help me, Linda, with the one where they went down in there and then they went over. They were trying to come up underneath the money pit and avoid the flooding. So they went down in the shaft and then they went horizontal for a little ways. Was that from Hidden?
Was that the Hidden shaft?
I think that was a Hidden shaft. Somebody
They went down, but
correct me if I'm
their theory was wrong, going down and then trying to come back up. It's going to fill with water.
and it did.
Which it did.
Almost killed a couple guys
Yeah.
that were down there, and it struck water, flooded really quick, and they had to get the heck out of there. So, but yeah, that's the only horizontal horizontal tunnel that we know about that is Searcher. So
Right.
is that it or not? From Shaft 12, that's where they're, well, supposedly, and that's the mystery of Shaft 12.
Right.
We've been talking about that for a while. Is Shaft 12 the shaft that was the Searcher shaft in the base of the Women's Memorial? I thought, according to some old maps, Shaft 12 was clear down by the cave-in pit or down by Smith's Cove. That's where it was, the one I was familiar with. But this one, I think they're calling that one Shaft 12. So now we know that Dumas is down there, or was. They're probably everybody's off the island now. But they were down there, and they went down to create, that was their perfect entrance to be able to tunnel over to the tunnel that they found, or the void that they found with the Muon technology. So there you go. And then, of course,
it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, and then you see the guys, woohoo, high-fiving in there in the war room, getting all excited. Yeah.
That's because they found out what I'm at my fundraiser.
Yeah, exactly.
So on November 14th, the premiere is on the 15th in the US. On the 14th at 6 o'clock in the morning, people set your alarms. They're going to start rerunning every episode of season 9. Starts at 6 o'clock in the morning and it goes, I think, until 6 o'clock in the evening.
What day?
And then that's on the 14th in the
Okay.
US. And then on the 15th in the US at 6 o'clock in the morning, they are going to show the second half of season 9 because there were 25 episodes.
Mhm.
So they're going to do 12 or 13 each of those days.
Right.
So you can just have a giant Curse of Oak Island marathon.
Yep.
Leading up.
Danny's all day.
Yep. I am.
Yep. Now, some of those shows,
I might watch it topless. I don't know.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Might be on Patreon. Join
And-
Patreon, you'll see it. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
Lord, save us.
Okay. John Edwards is going to be with you, right? So there you go.
Well, I mean, John, why not?
Yeah, John, you're going topless with Dale, and I will not be watching that show.
You're gonna be on it.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
You like the
No
Three
one
Bears?
is
I
going
don't
to
know.
want to be your patron.
Yeah,
I'll be the Three Bears.
I don't see it happening.
Can I say one thing on a serious note?
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Just one quick thing. I know my wife watches this podcast all the time when I'm watching it. My wife Sherry's getting a medal from the Queen. She's getting the Queen's Platinum Jubilee Medal on Saturday, the 12th of September, or 12th of November, 2 Saturdays from now, for all her work she's done for charity, help raising funds for kids. She's donated to Legions, food banks, homeless shelters. She's helped so many people, and I just want to congratulate her because I know she watches. So I'm very proud of her.
Congratulations, Sherry.
Yeah.
There's only 5,000 given out in Nova Scotia, and our population here is 1 million.
Tell us a little bit about what this is about. What's the medal about?
What it is Queen Elizabeth was on the throne for 70 years, and she's our monarch here in Canada. And she came out with this Platinum Jubilee medal, which is basically honoring people that did a lot during COVID and helped others, and was helping the community, helping the province, helping Canada. So she had to be nominated, and they went through a process where once you're nominated, they have to go through a panel. The panel decides who gets them, and the member of the legislature here in Nova Scotia, there's 55 of them in each area. There's only 15 people given a medal for each area.
Wow.
So Sherry was nominated by a few people, and she made 25,000 face masks by herself during COVID. She donated $60,000 of the money that she took in from those to charities to help Legion stay open, veterans, soup kitchens, food banks, you name it, she was donating to it. So she was nominated, and she just got word on Thursday that she's receiving this medal on the 12th of November. I keep saying September. 12th of November. So it's a pretty big deal. It's the last medal that the Queen has ever issued, because she passed away, obviously. But it's the last medal that the Queen has ever given out. So it's a pretty big deal. So I just wanted to say I'm very proud of her for all she's done.
That is a very
big deal.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and get her on one of these days with her. I'll get some pictures of her with her medal on and getting presented.
Yep, that's what Tom just said. Send some pictures. So we'll post those, and we'll probably show them on before we start the show also. And that's awesome. When you first told me about that, I wanted to go and ask you, did she get that for putting up with you? You know, kind of what I was thinking. That deserves a medal.
That's what put it over the edge.
Yeah. So there's only 5,000, and the population of Nova Scotia is 1 million. So she's one of 5,000 in the province that are getting it. Most of the people are getting her, like doctors, lawyers, sports figures, people that got the Order of Nova Scotia, stuff like that. So it's pretty big deal. We're pretty happy. I'm pretty happy for her. I think she did an incredible job helping folks. She's a very caring person. She likes helping everybody, and she had 2 heart attacks and a stroke just before we got married, and she's still going strong. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. That's really, really cool.
So I just wanted to get that out there that she's getting a medal.
Yeah, a lot of people jumping on and saying congratulations. That's fantastic.
I sent a picture of it to Jeff, but I'm not sure if you still have it.
I have a picture of the medal, but I want a picture of her. Yeah, let me see if I can find it real quick.
I'll get a picture of the medal up. I'll get her a picture of her with the medal and getting the medal and everything like that.
Oh, here it is right here. I just found it. That was quick. Let me, I got to grab it here. Hold on. Bring it up over here.
I guess my daughter in England said this is a huge deal over in England for the folks that got it over there because of the Queen's Jubilee. Yeah, Platinum Jubilee.
And there it is.
That's what she's getting.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's a gorgeous medal. It's absolutely stunning. It's I think it's nickel plated or something like that. It's really nice. She'll get a nice certificate, and she got the invitation already that she's got it. And
yeah, she just sent Jeff the invitation.
Yeah, she got the invitation. She gets the medal, and she gets a certificate saying that she got it, and she can wear it to formal functions and stuff like that because she's awarded it. So it's pretty neat.
That's really neat.
Yeah. Truly. So I'm very, very happy with her.
Yep.
I think I'll keep her now.
No, she'll keep you.
You are so
I hope so.
Lucky, Dale Carney.
You are a lucky man.
I'm very lucky. 27 years together is great. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And donate to my fundraiser, christmasforthekids.ca.
Yeah.
I get that last plug in.
Yeah, I get the last plug in. But yeah. So all right. That's a wrap for us, folks. I tell you what, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I took the night off last night, but next Wednesday, for those folks, I'm trying to work to get everybody in line here for another episode of Insiders Insights, and that is for the Skinwalker Ranch. There's a group out there. If you haven't already heard me talking about it, there is the Skinwalker Ranch has started a website where you can be a member. It is a paid membership. It's like $8 a month or something like that, where you can come on and you get a trial period when you go. There's a link for it below in the show description. You can look there, click on the link. It'll take you out to Skinwalker, this website, Skinwalker Ranch, and then you can sign up there and do a free trial. If you stay beyond a free trial, it's all good. But I tell you what, we were waiting so long for the end of the filming season out there because we were a little bit restricted on what we could see from the live cam, the feed cameras that are out there, live feed cameras. We were a little bit restricted because wherever they were filming, we had to look. We were looking out over the top of the mesa or something like that. It was still cool, but I was waiting for the chance for when they finished filming. Then they would open up. Now we're back to the 4-camera view, homestead to inside, outside. And what's so cool is now the guys are like, we were chatting today with Eric Bard. He was on there again today, and he was just in chat. He was typing with us, and we were talking about doing testing and all kinds of stuff. And he was just chatting it up with all of us. There was about 20 or 30 of us in there talking with him. And then he was on yesterday. He was on live, so he fired up one of the cameras, and he was just sitting there in the command center talking to us, and he was explaining this and showing this piece of equipment and this piece of equipment. I mean, it's so cool. And then we had Thomas and Caleb and Eric were on the other day talking about stuff. And we get to participate in some of these experiments with them. It's really kind of a cool thing. But anyway, it's called Being an Insider, and it's membership and all that. And I will be doing another episode of Insiders Insights next Wednesday night, 7:30, right here on this channel. And we're going to be having a couple more of the insiders to come on, talk about the whole idea of Skinwalker and what they think. And
do you know who all is going to be with you? I know Richard Cornwell.
Richard Cornwell's supposed to, or he's still working on that, but hopefully he'll be here. And then I'll probably have, I don't know if Shannon's going to come on again with us or Mike Owen. We're working out the details right now. We got a week, a little less than a week, but we'll get that figured out, and we'll put an announcement out to let you guys know. But that's Insiders Insights. It'll be another one there for us to share and have some fun about being an insider and all that kind of stuff. And those
That'd be
things.
cool.
So it is. It's a lot of fun. It really is. Looks like I got people signing up, just joining the server. Like quite a few people joining the server right now for Discord. So thank
There
you
you
guys.
go.
All right.
Help us hosts.
Eric the Chatterbox. Yeah. He truly is, but he's so educational. I mean, you get such a lesson. I mean, he teaches you while he's sitting there showing you. It's really the man's mind. He never sleeps, and he explains everything to you in a way that you can understand it. It's really, really cool. So anyway, all right, I'm going to wrap it up. Linda Simpson, thank you again so much for being here with me.
You're very welcome.
Linda will be my co-host again next week for Jess and Mike for Poverty Island, Return to Poverty Island. And Dale Carney, thanks. Congratulations to your wife. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
And we can't wait for
Thursday night will be the big drawing.
Big draw.
The big draw next Wednesday night at 7:30. We'll do it up front at the beginning of the show. Then we'll boot his butt out of here, and then we'll have
Get rid of me.
Episode. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Again, Jeff Freeman with the Curse of Oak Island and Beyond live stream, and JFree906. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week, and don't forget
a good one.
Ari Vineyard this weekend. If you're out there, stop in, say hi, and I'll be doing
playing wine for everybody. Go.
Yeah, no.
Yep, about 11 o'clock.
Open bar, no.
Yep.
Security's lax, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll be falling on my face drunk. Oh, I got to drive home, so I can't do that, right? So anyway, all right. See you later, folks. Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye now.
Good night, everyone.